Hello and welcome to Tarot Sherpa. I'm Christine and today I will be your guide through the Labyrinth Tarot deck. I'm really excited about this one. Labyrinth was one of my favorite movies as a kid, and I was really excited when this came out as a tarot deck. Yes, Disney and Jim Henson and all of things Disney owns are coming out as tarot decks. And when I first saw that, I thought that was a little odd. I'm like, well, when did Disney get into tarot? Well, apparently just before COVID, when everybody was getting into tarot, because as I've said in other videos, yeah, we were all stuck inside and we needed something to do. The author of this tarot deck is Minerva Siegel. She's written other tarot decks for Disney as well as other books on tarot, and I'll have a little more information about her in the description block. The illustrator is Tomás Hijo, who is from Salamanca, Spain, and he is a author and illustrator specializing in fantasy. He's also done Tarot del Toro and a Lord of the Rings tarot deck too, which sounds pretty darn cool to me. The deck, it is a tarot deck, 78 cards. You get 22 major arcana and 56 minor arcana. They are in 4 suits, but it is labyrinth style. You get poles instead of wands. You get pots instead of cups. You get feathers instead of swords, which I thought was interesting. Of course, if the pen is mightier than the sword, then a quill feather would certainly be appropriate. And lastly, you get junk instead of pentacles. The pip cards are illustrated, but they're not symbolically illustrated. They are indeed just pip cards. So your big illustrations are your court cards and your major arcana. The cards themselves are 2 3/4 inches by 4 3/4 inches or 7 by 12 centimeters. It does come with a very nice guidebook. There is a foreword in it by one of the concept artists who had worked on Dark Crystal and then on Labyrinth, kind of talking about the inspiration behind doing this movie. The artist's name is Brian Froud. What's really interesting is that it's his son Tobias, that played little Toby in the Labyrinth movie. And what's even more fun is that Brian Froud did some of the concept, or most of the concept art for the Labyrinth, and his wife was a puppet maker. She was a sculptor that would make puppets. So it was like a whole family project working on this movie, which was fun. The book is 127 pages. It was published in 2021 by Inside Editions. And it's really a lot of fun, and it does really tickle that nostalgia bone for me. So let's go ahead and look at the cards. Let's look at the cards for the Labyrinth deck, and we start out here with the Fool, where we have Sarah in the opening scene looking for the Goblin King. Yeah. And of course the Magician is the Goblin King, Jareth. The High Priestess, the Empress, the stepmother, the Empress, the stepmother, the Emperor is her father, the Hierophant is Hoggle, the Dancers instead of the Lovers, the Chariot, Sir Didymus, Strength, Humongous, the Hermit, the Old Wise Man, the Wheel of Fortune, all her lipstick marks getting turned around, Justice, all the hands, Ludo is the Hanged Man, Fate, one of Jareth's many disguises, comes in instead of Death there, Temperance, the Door Knockers, the Demon is the Fieries. And watching the the movie and some of the bonus features, they interviewed the author, which was Terry Jones of Monty Python fame, and he said he wanted the Fireys to come in where she was really, really lost. He wanted this to be kind of like the low point of the movie that kind of created a turning point for her. So coming in as the devil there can be a turning point. The Tower, the Goblin King's castle. The Star, it's Lancelot. The Moon, it's the Enchanted Peach. The Sun, it's Little Toby. Judgment. And what's fun about this card is if you look close, it says Tomás Hijo drew this in 2020. It's just cool. They just put that in there. Love it. And the World, which is the Labyrinth. So let's look at the suit of poles, which is wands in most tarot decks. So we have the Ace of Poles. And then we move into pip cards. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. And 10. All right. So we have the Page of Poles. It's one of the guys that was chasing Ludo and having these weird little creatures bite him. Knight of Poles. Queen of Poles. And the King of Poles. So let's look at pots. Here we are with the Ace of Pots. And then all of our pip cards are just pots. Page of Pots. You got shot out of a cannon. Knight of Pots. There's the cannon he got shot out of. Queen of Pots. And King of Pots. We'll move on to feathers instead of swords. We have feathers. Ace of Feathers. Cute little goblin there. And then on the Two of Feathers, we have Tomás Hijo's. This 2021 there. There might be a 1 on that other card that you just can't see. Just moving through the pip cards here. Feathers, feathers, feathers. And here we are, the Page of Feathers. Knight of Feathers. He's inside the humongous. The Queen of Feathers. It's one of the little fairies that bit Sarah when she first got into the labyrinth. And the King of Feathers, Jareth, again in one of his many disguises. And finally, the Suit of Junk, Pentacles. Ace of Junk. And then lots of little junky things here for the pip cards. We have the Page of Junk. Knight of Junk. All the boulders rushing towards them. Ludo called the rocks. Queen of Junk. I know her. And the King of Junk, the little caterpillar that helped Sarah out at the very beginning of her journey. I hope you enjoyed our journey through the Labyrinth Tarot. I certainly did. Roses and thorns for this deck. Big Rose, for me, is the nostalgia effect of having the Jim Henson Labyrinth characters in this deck. The only thorn is, yeah, it's a pip deck, and the artist is so skilled, it's like, oh, just pay him a little more money and he'll do the whole thing. I don't know if that's how it works or not, but I certainly enjoy the deck. And if you like niche decks like this, it definitely has a place in the collection. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like. If you enjoy this type of content, please subscribe. I'm going to follow this up with a reading using the Labyrinth Tarot, and we'll see where Sarah and Ludo and Jareth can illuminate for us. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.